I think I am. Let's see. I still... There I am! Oh my gosh, this is so exciting to me. Okay, I don't know where to look. Hi, my first live stream. I don't know if anybody's going to be joining this, but that is totally fine by me. Figuring out all the technical difficulties. It's been quite something. So I'm just going to test real quick to see if my mic is working. And if it is, hi, I see that there's a viewer. I don't know if somebody does join this, please say hi. I am very much trying to just figure this out. So please drop hi in the live chat. I will have live chat on replay. If you can or can't hear me, please let me know. Okay, cool. It sounds like I'm working. Look at this. Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the first, I don't know, couple minutes of this is just going to be me excited about the fact that I got this to work because I never thought that I would be able to make this work. Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Let me just share this a few different places, get some people here if I can. And then today I am going to be painting an art piece that I am submitting for a competition. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, that's all. Just gonna be chatting. I figured that since I can't have a video go out this week, I will just do this instead. I'm very excited about this. This is something I wanted to do for a while, and maybe I can start doing live chats more now that got everything up and running. So yeah, 1 second. Let me get this all squared away here. Share it on a couple of devices. Do. I can't tell how many, I guess, concurrent viewers. I'm very new at this, like literally today. So, I'll edit all of this out so that I can post it. This is very boring, but I don't have anybody on, so I don't think that really matters. All right, I've shared the link. Now, I am just gonna get started. And if I keep looking this way, it's because I quite literally don't know where to look. So my computer is in front of me, and it's how I can see me. But my camera's over here, my mic is over here. It's a whole mishmash setup. and I am notorious for hitting my desk. Any of my videos, I really try to edit this out, but I hit my desk all the time, which causes my mic to move sometimes, or a little like bloop in my audio. So apologies for that. I'm going to try not to hit the desk. So if you do not follow me on Instagram, I'm currently in a new challenge. I'm currently in a new challenge, the Maker Challenge Central, I believe it's called, scroll saw challenge. So what I have scrolled out here is a spaghetti monster. The theme is big food. So I took the Pac-Man Ghost. There you go. You can see it better. I took the Pac-Man Ghost and scrolled out the outline, and then everything in the middle is going to be meatballs for the eyes. The body is spaghetti, so individual spaghetti. And then the ears here, like the little bow, is going to be breadsticks. So that's what I've got here. I'm just going to go ahead and paint this, and I also have spray painting, so I will be spraying the meatballs as well. But I figured for live, because if I kept spray painting everything, I'd have to run back and forth so that I could clean out my spray gun. So I will just paint this by hand, and then the meatballs are going to be airbrushed. And then I'm going to put my camera down so you can see what's happening here rather than seeing my face. But we'll chat the whole time. I thought it would be fun. I'm talking to myself, but anybody that watches this back, first of all, thank you. And second of all, I hope you enjoy this. But yeah, I'll just be painting for a while. I got some new brushes and I got some paint. So if you did not see my video, the first competition that I competed in, I made a giant burger from Bob's Burgers. This was what was it? I'm blanking on the name. Oh my gosh. We competed together. I don't even know. Anyway, I did a competition with my friend Tracy, and we did the theme Bob's Burgers, and I made a giant burger, which I have right here. And what I really want to do is replicate the bread look, because I think I absolutely killed it, and the meat look as well. I think that I did such a good job with these colors, and I'd like to replicate that on the breadsticks and the meatballs for this project. So, all of that said, I did start painting last night, and then as I was working on the meatballs, I realized very quickly that this was flat and I needed to add texture. So I went in and added some texture today, and I reprimed everything. So I've got to repaint it, which is fine because I mixed a ton of paint yesterday in my nasty little container here. But for now, I'm going to work on painting the body, because that's going to be hand painted, which I've not done since college. I mean, obviously I've painted walls and things, but I've not done like an acrylic paint, mix all my paints kind of thing since my second semester of college, third semester of college, something of that sort. I'm gonna grab a white. I don't think I want burnt sienna. Maybe that's a bit reddish as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab all of my paints here and have you pointed down this direction. Make sure my light works. Here we go. I have this really awesome light that has been helping with lighting for doing the videos for demo and reno. However, it does not stay in place very well, so I think this will work. I do think this will work. I've got a towel here. I purchased some new paint brushes today. I bought a couple of new paints because I ran out of paints. So this is, can't see. This is one of the paintbrushes that I purchased today, and then this is the other paintbrush that I purchased today. So I was thinking that I can paint with this and then add depth with this, because I'm going to be painting the ghost red, because obviously like there's a red ghost in Pac-Man, but also spaghetti sauce is red, and I want to add depth, because if you don't have a dark sauce, like what are you even doing, you know? Whenever you're doing a red sauce. Maybe that's better. Big brain move. Let me put on the actual light on the other side. See if that helps. A little helpful, kind of. Let's see. I want it to be in spot here. Maybe it just sits there. What do we think? I think this works. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with scarlet red. Every time I show it, it's not going to work for me. Here we go. So I'm going to start with scarlet red and a touch of crimson for my starting colors. And then I have vermilion, burnt sienna, lamp black, and titanium white as well. So I'll get mixing here. Oh, I feel so silly. Why not just try to hook it up here? Is that better? Sorry for all of your ears. And then, okay, well, I'll just tell you the colors. I won't show anything up close. But here we go. I have some paper plates that I will use for mixing, and if I need to later, I will just put them in one of my other little containers here. So let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna start with not vermilion. Vermilion looks very orangey to me. I'm going to start with scarlet red. I've already used this one, which is interesting. I did not know that I've used this before. So a little bit of scarlet red. And I have to paint the entire, like, upper section of this. I'm going to paint the bottom white because I'm going to use, like, the bottom as a plate. And then the top is, like, the red ghost and the spaghetti sauce at the top. So that is the plan here. And then just a touch of crimson. Oh, that's a really pretty one. I like this one a lot. This one's a very good, deep, dark red. Do. Alrighty. Cool. So just get to mixing this. So my original plan was to do a pizza, but then I didn't feel like I was really challenging myself on the scroll saw enough, which it's a scroll saw challenge, so kind of defeats the purpose there. But in my original design, you know, I started designing it, I had an idea in my brain, and I just didn't love it. And then I started seeing more and more people posting that they were doing pizza. The theme for this challenge is big food. So I was like, oh, pizza. But I wanted to do like a full pizza, not just a slice. A lot of people are doing slices, which honestly, they look incredible. And I was like, first of all, pizza's already really big. So if I did pizza, like a full one, it would be huge. And second of all, these people are insanely talented. And while I know that I am also talented, this was like next level. Like, why should I even try talented? And I was like, I have to come up with something better than this if I want to even have a little bit of a shot in this competition. So I thought of initially like pizza, and then I was like, maybe I can just do one slice and spruce it up there. Let's do plate like this. So I'm taping for my plate currently. So everything above this tape line is going to be red. So initially I was like, let me just do, you know, maybe some sort of pizza situation. Then I was like, what about like sushi, like giant sushi rolls, which I don't eat fish, so I felt very like a poser trying to do sushi, because I really don't know much about sushi other than like the sushi rolls that my husband has eaten in his life. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to get things wrong, you know. And then I was like, I know spaghetti, though. Spaghetti and I go way back. So I decided on spaghetti. And in this pizzeria in Metairie, I believe, or Westwego, somewhere in the West Bank of New Orleans, my favorite pizza place. And I love their muffaladas. But anyway, it's called Moe's if you're ever in the area. They have phenomenal muffaladas. Anyway, they have a little gaming device, and it's got like Pac-Man and some of the other stuff. And it just it made me think of this, and so that's how I landed on a spaghetti ghost. Maybe I will stream on Instagram too. Nah, I'm good. So anyway, so that's how I got to a spaghetti ghost, and that's where I landed today. Is just, you know, from the idea of that one place, and I feel like most really old Italian places have gaming systems, like Italian cafes, I guess you would call them, at least in the States. And so I just thought it was fun. My mom is a huge Pac-Man player, and so she also kind of inspired me a little bit without even knowing it. So, yeah. And then obviously, like, red ghost because of spaghetti sauce. So, all of that said, the other thing that I have to talk about tonight is the fact that I don't have a video going up this week. I worked really, really hard on the closet, and so many things failed me. And so I can't get the pieces put together right now. We're about to go on vacation, so I needed to finish this because the deadline is going to be like right after we come back from vacation. So I needed to finish this before we leave. And this took priority over the closet, which, as someone who is competing in competitions and also trying to get a YouTube channel going and also trying to get a business off the ground, that is product and art, you know, all of that takes time, and I'm one human. I don't have an editor. I edit everything myself. I film everything myself. I build everything myself. I design everything. So I am all of the departments rolled into one. And sometimes things take priority over other things. This is not going to be the same color. But sometimes things just take priority over other things. And this week, I realized that we were going on vacation soon. So I was like, well, I absolutely need to get this done because at this point I am too far to just give up. Plus I don't want to just give up. Like, I think I have a chance at this. So, oh, excuse me. I think I have a chance at this. So I want to compete. I want to do my best. I want to, you know, do the thing. You know what? I will go live on Instagram as well. I might as well, right? Ooh, I wonder if I can do this. No. Let's see. I don't have my other tripod in here either. Hi, Instagram. I'm live on YouTube and Instagram right now. If you want to see my full painting, go to YouTube. But if not, hello. I figured I'd do streaming on both platforms because why not? I don't know if people can hear me if I have my camera down low for Instagram. Nobody's joining though, so it's fine. Anyway. I'm going to also have to remix this paint for the sides. Hey, Ed. So, today I'm painting. If you want to see actually, can you hear me on Instagram? I have my phone kind of low, so I don't know if it's blocking the mic. If it is, just I'll end it. But I figured why not hit 2 platforms at once. So if you are watching this, please let me know if you can hear me okay. Because my microphone is like sitting on my desk. So also, if you want to see like the actual above of me painting, please go to my YouTube. I decided to stream on Instagram as well because I know that not everyone loves YouTube. But I thought this would be fun. Oh, cool. Thanks, Nancy. Appreciate you. Anyway, we are going on vacation, and I am very excited about it. We haven't gone on vacation since, I don't know, October 2021, 2020. We went to Michigan, the lower peninsula of Michigan, or the lower half, whatever it's called. I know the upper peninsula, but we went to the lower part of Michigan for vacation, and that was for my birthday, and that was because we were in lockdown in Chicago, and we were tired of looking at the same 4 walls. So I convinced Jared to let us escape the house, and we went to Michigan. So this time he was like, let's go on vacation. We have not gone on vacation in a hot minute. Let's go. And I don't count visiting Louisiana for Christmas a vacation, because vacation to me is like going to new places, and honestly, going for Christmas is kind of like a running around, try to see everybody at once kind of situation. So we're going on vacation. I'm very, very excited about it. We are gonna meet up with some friends. Jared has met so few woodworking buddies, and I'm mad hyped for him to meet more of my woodworking friends. So that's what we're gonna do. We will be there on Sunday. We're going to New Jersey first. I've never been to New Jersey, so that'll be a fun experience. And then we are gonna go to Maine. Neither one of us have been to Maine, and it just seems like a really pretty place to go, so we're gonna go to Maine. And then he mentioned Pittsburgh. So in Pennsylvania. That sounds right. I think that's right. So he mentioned Pittsburgh. And so we're going to go Jersey, Maine, Pittsburgh, home. And it's just going to be like a little getaway, and we're just so excited about it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. But all that to say, that is why I don't have a YouTube video going out this week, because I am unable to finish this project and the closet and edit and push everything live. Even if I were to try to get it live on Sunday, like, it just would not happen. right. I have the base for this done. It's actually a little darker red than I anticipated, but I'm pleased with how it's looking so far. For Instagram, I am painting my spaghetti ghost for the Makers Challenge. I'm just doing the ghost outline. Also, I'm not going to accept anybody on Instagram because I'm also streaming on YouTube. So I just want to stream live by myself. So if you have any questions or anything, you can put it in the chat, but I'm not going to be accepting anyone. But thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Hello, Keith. How are you? The green tiles have lived on for another day. I knew it. I knew a hashtag save the green tiles was coming. I don't know what's happening. I did not request you, but yeah, that's super strange. Hey, Tyler. I think just Instagram has been acting up like crazy. Let's see. Okay, so I am gonna go in. I did a mixture of scarlet red and the crimson red. No, don't leave. I just have to say, you absolutely roasting Tony for going to an Applebee's in New York was by far one of my favorite things that I've ever heard. It was hilarious. For YouTube, if you have not listened to the Working Hands podcast, please go check them out. Incredible show, super awesome. You see me in the Working Hands podcast shirt all the time on my channel. They just hit their 100th episode, which is awesome. It's so fun to hear. And as I said, Keith roasted Tony on going to Applebee's in New York. And I mean, seriously, it was just hilarious. I don't know why Instagram requested any of you. I have literally not touched the button, but I see the little icon going on and off. Like crazy. Like it keeps blinking at me. This challenge is the Makers Central Scroll Saw Challenge. That is what I'm working on. I am painting a spaghetti ghost. So right now I'm just painting the outline of my ghost because I will be spray painting everything else. And my pastas were primed, but I took a nap earlier today, which was very unexpected. So I don't have them primed to be like ready for this. So I still need to like sand them and everything. But yeah, so I'm working on like the sauce part of the ghost, and then later I'll be spraying the meatballs. I had to go back and add some texture into them, which I'll show here as well. So yesterday I started to paint them, but I realized they look kind of funky. So I went back and added some texture to them, and I primed them, and then I need to re-spray paint them like completely. So I figured that instead of trying to spray paint those and the breadsticks and then having to like go clean out my nozzle in between, might as well just paint, which I've not painted like mixed acrylic paints and painted by hand since my first semester of college or second semester of college, whatever class was design. So yeah. So many other options other than Applebee's. I know. Look, there's this So we went to New York City for our honeymoon. It was our first time ever going. It's probably the only time I would ever be able to convince Jared to bring me to New York. We had a great time, but there was this incredible Italian restaurant. Ugh, I would choose a lot of things over Applebee's in any state, but especially New York. So what I did was I went in with this brush for the base, and then now I'm going in with this like thicker brush to kind of like stipple and add some texture to the spaghetti ghost. Hello everyone. If you get a request from me on Instagram, it's not from me. I'm sorry. But here's where my spaghetti ghost is looking right now. And I'm just going to deepen the top part of it. And then I'm going to leave the edges this like more vibrant red because that'll give the effect. Or in my brain, that'll give the effect of the ghost. And we'll have like a deep sauce at the top. Oh, that though is too deep. Ooh, let's get rid of some paint and brush that out a bit. I don't know what would be best for everybody's views. I am so excited that I figured out how to work OSB to get YouTube working. What I have not figured out in my life, and I don't know that I ever will, is how to get OSB to stream to 2 different platforms, if that's even a possibility. So again, I will reiterate that if you are watching on Instagram and you want to see like the top version, the top view of this, go to my YouTube channel. I am live over there right now as well. OBS, not OSB, sorry. OBS is the streaming service. I'm not good with acronyms. I have had so many acronyms in my brain. But yeah, if you want to see the top of this live and see exactly like the overview, it's kind of cool in my opinion. Go check it out on YouTube. And while you're there, please subscribe. Ask Joey. Yeah, I need to. I just need to talk to any tech savvy friends. But yeah, any of them that have a podcast, you know, that would be super helpful. And I know that Joey has a podcast. So yeah. Let's see. You know, I feel like Bob Ross, happy little spaghetti sauce. Okay, that was cheesy. I'm sorry. How's everybody doing today? Yes, I'm live on YouTube right now. If you exit this live and you go to my stories, the very last story, I have a link to my YouTube. And that is a link to the live that I'm on right now. So I am live on my channel from my camera, and then I'm live on Instagram from my phone that's kind of propped up here. So exit out of the live, go to my stories. The very last story right before this live, you'll see the link to this live. Fun fact about Bob Ross, he didn't like his hair, but he only kept it because it's iconic. That's incredible. Honestly, as somebody with curly hair, I get it. I get it. That stuff is hard to maintain. You gotta brush it, and whenever you do brush it, it goes out like 4 times its size. Hi, Katrina. If you do watch me on YouTube, can you just like leave a comment for me there? Maybe like the stream, subscribe to my channel. That would be incredible. Hi, thank you so much for leaving a comment on my YouTube channel. That means so much to me. It is a platform that I am so desperately trying to grow, and I really wanted to make that happen. So Dude, yes, please. Family friendly, blow up the comments. uh, but thank you so much, Katrina. Y'all are amazing. I do have the comments open on my screen, so anything you do comment, I can see. Um, Katrina said, tell stories. I actually have been telling stories. I've been live for 40 minutes on YouTube. Oh, Christian, if you're not nice, then YouTube will block it because I have hold for bad comments on. So yeah. What stories do you want to hear? I feel like I've told all of my good stories before. I can kind of start talking about some things in the house. Honestly, in the house though, appreciate you. In the house though, there is one singular room that I have fully planned out, and it's probably one of the very last rooms that I will ever get to make over, which I'm so sad about. It's the music room, and it's gonna be absolutely lit. So, oh, seeing everybody viewing on YouTube, this is so cool to me. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you all. Talk about scandals, murder mystery stories. Ooh, I can tell a murder mystery story, kind of, sort of, from my brain, or the move to Chicago, LA, or from Louisiana to Chicago. Yeah, I can talk about all of this. Let me talk about the house real quick, and then I'll talk about moving from Louisiana to Chicago. It's kind of a cool story. It's kind of fun. So yeah, so there's one room in this whole house that I have designed in my brain, and I can't for the life of me figure out the design of literally any other room right now because it's just in my brain. But I desperately need to get our our primary, our bedroom put together because I'm tired of not having a closet. It is infuriating to just have stuff all over the place. But I have found a couple of really awesome antique places in Chicago. So whenever we come back from vacation, I will be... Yeah, thanks so much, Nancy. I will be going to those antique places because I just have to. I've desperately been looking, and I want to bring a lot of the Chicago elements into the house as well. We are technically in a suburb of Chicago, even though it is one of the farthest and barely a suburb. It's technically still a suburb. So I do want to bring a lot of Chicago elements into the house. So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to that. So moving from Louisiana to Chicago, I was born and raised in Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans, so I'm from the West Bank of New Orleans. If you know Brent from Clean Cut Woodworking, he and I actually, so I grew up in the neighborhood that he currently lives in. Crazy, crazy, wild story. Yes, Christian, I will definitely reach out to you about Chicago-related things. So, anyway, I met my husband, and then I was living in Lafayette at the time that I met... I was living in Lafayette at the time that I met my husband. He was living in Baton Rouge, and I need to lighten this a bit. So what I'm going to do is a white. I don't want to go pink, but I do want to go lighter. So I'm going to mix a little white into this. Anyway, so he was living in Baton Rouge. I was living in Lafayette. We met, dated, moved in together, got engaged, got married, blah, blah, blah. got married in 2018, and we both knew that, like, we just wanted to get out of Louisiana. We were both born and raised there. It's not our favorite state. It's hot and gross, and there's nothing to do there. So, we looked at a bunch of different places. We looked at North Carolina. We looked at Colorado. Just all kinds of places. Just anytime we would go to a different state, we're like, oh, could we move here? Every time we went on vacation, it was one of those things. Hopefully we're not LSU fans. We are LSU fans. I was not an LSU fan, but my husband went to school at LSU, so I got tied into it, and now, yes, I am an LSU fan, and obviously he went to school there, so he is also an LSU fan. Go Tigers. There you go. So we knew that we wanted to get out of Louisiana. Yeah, exactly. Cindy, you know exactly what it's like. Wanted to leave. Just done. And so he applied to a bunch of different places, and he actually really wanted to move to Dallas because he loves Dallas. He's a Cowboys fan, which is gross, icky. But I still love him, even though he's flawed. And so, yeah, he wanted to move to Dallas, and I was like, okay, whatever. We love Dallas. It's pretty. And so I actually got a job in Dallas, and we had gone on vacation to Minneapolis, and he got a job interview, like a call about a job interview while we were on vacation in Chicago. Like, so we were in Minneapolis, he got the call about the job in Chicago. We were like, oh my God, like we were ready to move to Dallas. Like I almost accepted the offer. But he got the interview, everything was happening at the same time. It was crazy. And, yeah, just wild how it happened. He left me in Minneapolis while we were on vacation so he could go to the interview. Neither of us had ever been to Chicago before. It sounded incredible. We were so excited. And so, yeah, he went to the interview and I declined the job. That was just such a stressful week waiting for him to get an offer while I had an offer in another place. That was just insane to me, and it was such a stressful time. But he got the offer. I declined the one in Texas, and then we ended up moving to Chicago. He had the opportunity to fly up here. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Anyway, he had the opportunity to fly up here a couple times before we actually moved. So we did a ton of research on places to live, good neighborhoods. We just wanted a little apartment somewhere because we didn't want to commit to anything. So he flew up, he looked at the apartment, signed for the apartment. Like he FaceTimed me and then signed for the apartment. And then, like 2 weeks later, I want to say, we moved. So we moved to Edgewater, which for anyone who doesn't know, that's like super north of Chicago. But that's the story. We lived in a very, very empty apartment because his job, like, gave him a stipend for movers, which was so awesome. But we basically, like, sold all of our furniture and things because we knew we'd be downsizing going to a Chicago apartment. Yeah, Edgewater is super north side. We knew we'd be downsizing significantly, basically. And so we sold everything but our bed and our nightstands in our bedroom, which whenever we moved to Edgewater, we lived in a 900 square foot apartment, so we couldn't even really use our nightstands. But we made it work. And then Yeah, so we lived in an empty apartment. Hey, Joey. We lived in an empty apartment in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for a week. We slept on a air mattress for a hot minute. Um, our air mattress broke. It like popped on night two of not having any furniture, and it just had like a leak in it. And so we had to buy a new air mattress, which to live, to exist, to be able to sleep in our apartment, it was either another air mattress or the floor. So Jared did like an emergency air mattress run one night. Um, yeah, wild. But then we moved. We slept in an empty apartment for a couple days because we had to wait for the movers to come up. And everything worked out. We bought new furniture and yeah. And then once the pandemic happened, we bought a house because we could not stand to be in a 900 square foot apartment with each other. While I had a phone that was I had a job that I was constantly talking on the phone, and he just needed to be able to concentrate to work. It just was awful. So we bought our first house because we just couldn't, like, it was a convertible apartment, and if you know anything about convertible apartments or don't know anything about convertible apartments, basically it's a one bedroom, but the architect didn't put a door on the bedroom, so the only doors in the house or in the apartment are connecting from the hall to enter the apartment and then to the bathroom. And if you have a closet, yay. Hey, Paul. But yeah, basically just no doors. So there's just open rooms. So yeah. But yeah, we lived in Edgewater. It's super north. Honestly, one of my favorite places that we've ever lived. It was so pretty. We were right on the water. Obviously, Edgewater. It's in the name. Yeah, but the drive lives in Edgewater and hates the drive. The drive from Edgewater to the city, I could imagine, is pretty miserable. But for somebody who didn't have a vehicle, that's another thing too. Like, I sold my bike, Katrina. I sold my car. So when we moved, we had one vehicle because we knew that, like, I knew that I was going to be in the city. He knew that he was going to have to drive. But just, you know, we knew that we needed to get rid of one vehicle, and we knew that it was going to be my vehicle because I had a really crappy Kia, and he had a really nice Honda Civic. So yeah, that was that. It was fun. It was hectic. That was a time. Oof. But yeah, and then now we live where we live, which I'm very happy with. Our little town. Ooh, my light just went out. I don't know if it's dead or if it just has a timer. Maybe it overheated. Oh, I think it overheated. Oops. Now we live in a town that we absolutely adore. Our town had a little whatchamacallit? Did you paint the ghost room yet? No. Stop it. Sorry, it's dark now. My light died on me. Anyway, and our town had this little, it's like a festival. It was called Old Canals Day. So fun. I loved it. It was great. They had like artisans and all kinds of stuff. Don't mind the base of this. It looks a little murdery right now, but it is because I'm getting water all over the place, and this is not going to be shown in anyway. And for Instagram, here you guys go. It's just wet. Oops. So yeah. Paul, we don't have ghosts. Our house isn't haunted. Knock on wood. Okay, cool. I actually like this a lot. This looking so good. I've added a bit of depth. I mean, we're coming up with a little bit of a pink sauce here, which I love a pink sauce. Not necessarily on spaghetti, maybe on like a gnocchi or something. But I'm for it right now. I'll see how it dries, and if I need to add a little more red, I absolutely can. But like I think that we're like vibing, you know? I think it's looking good. What other stories? I saw something else. Oh, murder mystery stories. Bye, Paul. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Um, we, being Jared and I, mostly Jared now, listen to a show called Small Town Murder. It's very good. And recently I listened to an episode that he recommended to me, and it talked about how this family moved to a different state, and the couple, so like it was a mom, a dad, and 3 children. One of the kids was 13, which was like the oldest or whatever, and then they had like, I think they had 5 kids actually. They had a lot of children. So, you know, they moved to this new place, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to escape their past, which we don't find out until later. And so the mom comes home one day, like her oldest daughter, 13, the 13-year-old, was homesick, and the mom was like taking care of her. She started running errands, taking care of the other kids, blah, 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 yada, yada. Comes home to find her husband deceased in the bed, with an inflicted, how do I say this on YouTube? With an inflicted pew-pew wound, to the head. So anyway, so that was, you know, the scene or whatever, and she calls the cops. Cops show up. Everything's looking like the dad did it to himself. And, you know, the cops are asking, like, what do you think happened? Like, was he in a bad mental state? Blah, 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 this and that. All the usual questions that you know, they would ask or whatever. And so she tells them yes, and then they ask about, like, who lives in the house. Did anybody hear anything? And the wife was like, oh, you know, my kid was home from school today. And then they're like, and we have this lady living in our basement. I was like, what? Very randomly. Like, this is something that doesn't come up until so late in the investigation. And she's like, oh yeah, we have a tenant that lives in the basement. She like followed us here from our old state. Maybe she knows something. I haven't seen her in a couple days, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, why wouldn't you say this sooner? Everyone's reaction is, why wouldn't you say this sooner? And, yeah. Anyway, come to find out that the husband and wife were involved with this girl. And, oh, she's also deceased, in the basement. And so, husband and wife were involved with this girl, both of them. The wife calls it off. Then they move to this new state to try to start over, rekindle things. The husband's like, I'm bringing her with me. And so she moves with the husband and wife and their bazillion children. And the husband and the girl are still, like, doing things, hooking up. The teenager hears that the husband has plans to, like, move away with his mistress, basically. And then the kid's like, oh, nay, like, can't have that happen. And so she tells the wife about this, and the wife somehow convinces her, the 13-year-old, and the 13-year-old's 18-year-old boyfriend, which is a whole other part of the story, but her 18-year-old boyfriend to off the lady in the basement and the dad. Wild. Absolutely wild. Highly recommend the episode if you want to hear the unabridged version. That's much more in depth and much more researched than what I've said here. Again, I am streaming on YouTube and Instagram. Hello, Bumbleshoots. Thank you for watching. I am streaming on YouTube and Instagram, so I don't want to get flagged on either account, but especially not YouTube right now, as I'm trying to go over the platform. So, yeah, that was the wild story that I've listened to recently. I think I'm done with my spaghetti sauce for now. This is how we're looking. So, hold on. So, Instagram, there you go. Pay no mind to the middle drops. And then, obviously, YouTube. Here is how we're looking. Once that dries, I'll go in and either lighten it up a bit or add more depth. I think that it's about as dark as I want to get it, but I do want to go in and add like lighter areas in certain places, but I don't want to turn this pink. So I'm going to put this to the side and get started with spray painting the meatballs, because those are important. So yeah, I don't know that I have any other fun stories to tell. I feel like I've told all, like I said, I feel like I've told all my stories. I'm writing a book on top of everything else. So in my time, whenever I feel like I can't physically work anymore on either, art pieces or the house, Wednesdays and Thursdays are my edit days for YouTube videos. And anytime I'm laying in bed, if I don't feel like I can work on the house or sit up in bed, I work on my book. So there you go. That's everything that I've been up to. I'm quite a busy bee. So last night, whenever I was making paints, I made this meat color. It's a little too light because I ran out of my darker colors. But then I went to the store today and I found huge tubes of these colors. So I bought them. It's raw umber, burnt umber, and raw sienna. These are the three colors that I've used most out of my little palette that I had. And these are the ones that make like the best toasty color for the bun and the best meat color for the meat. So I have this kind of muddy looking, I can't show Instagram. There you go. I have this kind of muddy looking paint, watered down paint, but I need to add more depth again. Like I need to make it darker. So I'm going to add a touch of raw umber and probably a touch of burnt umber. Raw sienna is going to be for the bread, so like my bread sticks, to really develop that color. That's what I'm going to use the raw sienna for. But all three of these colors go into the breadstick colors. And then I'm also going to use that like bready color for my pasta as well. I want to do a little lighter for the pasta, but darker for the bread. So let's add a smidgen more here. Mix it up. add some more water, not from my red paint cup, from my brushes, so that way I don't get any red in here. And then, see, that's a lot. I'm used to these little metal tubes because that's what my other set is acrylic out of metal tubes. So this comes out a lot easier than metal tubes do. Fantastic. Mixy. One thing that's super important to note for anybody watching that doesn't know is that for the airbrush, what you want to do is make it like as liquidy as possible. So mix this super well and then add some more water to it, so that way it does not get clogged in the airbrush. But what I've found from these two challenges is that, you know, making food and painting food, the airbrush is absolutely the way to go. Like, it just absolutely crushes it when it comes to the overall look of the final product. Like, I was blown away by how well the color looked for the meat and the bread on my burger. So I would really love to recreate that here. Come on, light. Still a bit too light here. Let's see if this sucker will keep me lit for a bit. Oh, that's bright. Going with some more burnt umber. Raw umber has like a grayish look to it, whereas burnt umber is more of a brown. So I want to make sure that it is indeed more brown than it is going to be that gray color. This part's a little boring because all I have to do is mix here. So anyway, I found a couple of antique places in Chicago. I've been watching Windy City Rehab. I'm on season 2. Woo! Some of the things that she's went through, wild. But I've been able to find the places that she goes to for antiquing. They have a lot of insanely beautiful doors. A couple of things that I'm looking for are like 2 doors for the closets specifically. Yeah, I think this is a better color. It's darkened a bit. I'm looking for doors for the closet. I am looking for doors for like the butler's pantry. I'd like to add a door to it, and then while the water's out, add a door to the butler's pantry. And I am looking for light fixtures. So the light fixture that's currently in our room, and as soon as I post that I am taking that out of the bedroom, it's going to be a case of the green tiles all over again. I'm going to get so much hate on the internet for talking about the fact that I'm removing that lamp or that light. But hear me out. I'm removing it because I think it would be better in the music room. I don't think that it fits the primary bedroom at all. It's a really cool light. It's grown on me over the last couple months. I think it's beautiful. I wasn't really feeling it, but I think it's because I wasn't really feeling it in the space. And so, you know, it's just one of those things of like, it's grown on me. I like it. I was never going to get rid of it. I just didn't know what to do with it. And so now I'm like, oh, this will be perfect in the music room. It's got really beautiful like browns and greens. And I think that once I do a monochromatic look in the music room, you know, with all these greens, it's just going to tie together so beautifully. So I'm looking for light fixtures for the bedroom and also for the front living room. So those are the two places that I'd like to, put new lights. But I want new old lights. I just want to bring those elements of the city into this house, with all of the other beautiful elements that are already in the house. I do think that this turned a little bit gray, but once it's sprayed out, I'll see how it looks. This is going to be a smidgen loud. Last time I did this live, people said that it was fine on the volume. So please let me know if the volume is not fine, especially on YouTube, because I have my microphone. I'm just going to move it outward a little bit. Instagram should be okay though. But yeah. Ooh, I think I crushed it on this actually. Okay, let's see. Just send it. Just send it. I will say too, my spray gun has not been up to par for spraying recently, because I don't know why. Which it kind of upsets me, because I cleaned it out thoroughly. Been fine on both. Thank you, Nancy. Hey, CJ. I cleaned it out thoroughly several times, and I just don't know what's going on. Like, my paint's not thick. It's pretty much water at this point. But it's still just not spraying well, and I don't know. Maybe I just pushed it too hard. Maybe my little tank is running empty. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to fix this. Can you co-host on Sawdust Talk tonight? What time? 10? Yeah. Who's the guest? I'll co-host. I don't really know anybody who's hosting now. Ooh, Flaming Lips concert. Yeah, I'll end this here in a few minutes, because, like I said, my spray gun is failing me. So I might just have to end it here anyway. Yeah, so if you're watching, check out Sawdust Talk on Instagram. Do I need to do anything? I know y'all are on YouTube now too. Sawdust Talk is how I met a lot of my friends. And it's a really cool little show on Instagram. It's grown quite a bit. And apparently I will be co-hosting tonight, 10 p.m. Central. So if you're around, I am actively streaming on 2 platforms right now. I will message them in a bit. Can you message them for me and let them know that I'm in? I gotta do this. It's not working. It's like barely working. I really need this to work out for me, because I am not going to be able to get the look that I want spray paint or by hand painting this, like, in the least. This is how much has come out of this spray gun. Oh boy. All right, everyone. Well, I'm gonna go clean this out, because apparently it does need it. This is going to be the right color. I just need to figure out how to get it back onto my piece. It's gonna be a process, and I don't think that I'm gonna be able to stream that, because I'm going to have to go back and forth between cleaning it and filling it. It's definitely clogged. Yeah, it really sucks. But thank you for watching on YouTube. If you checked it out, I super appreciate it. And thank you for sticking with me on Instagram, even though it may have told you that I tried to invite you 600 times. I'm so sorry. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Yeah, there is enough air. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. You can find me at Dobbs Design Co. on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Not on Twitter. I don't use Twitter. But find me all of those places. Subscribe. Give the stream a like and a comment. Leave me a comment if you are in the replay crew as well. And I will see you next time.